Hello again, everyone. Today's video is going to be part 2 of a 3-part video series I had mentioned. And today's topic will be again on the moon, and it will be a science and grammar lesson. And the grammar I'm going to go over today is the adjectival clauses. And I'm going to use the different sentences that I showed in the previous video on the moon to demonstrate how adjectival clauses work. Okay, so if you're not sure what an adjectival clause is, let me explain it to you now. So basically, an adjectival clause works like an adjective. It provides information about the noun that comes before it. Look at the following sentence. The adjectival clause has been underlined. The only reason we can even see the moon is because of the sun, which is the sole source of light in our solar system. Okay, so again, the sentence is, the only reason we can see the moon is because of the sun, which is the sole source of light in our solar system. So the part that I've underlined here, as you can see, is which is the sole source of light in our solar system. So that's how an adjectival clause works. It's just giving you more information about the noun that comes before it. And in this case, it's talking about two nouns, actually. It's talking about the moon and the sun and what the sun's purpose is doing here. Okay, let's take a look at another example here. Actually, before we do that, excuse me, I want to go over some words that we use before we continue on here. So these are the words that you can use before an adjectival clause, and they are who, whom, whose, that, which, when, where, and why. So these are words that you can use before an adjectival clause. Okay, and now let's look at another example here. And I'm going to be using the topic on the waning gibbous and the waxing gibbous. So I'm basically using the same sentences that I used from the previous video to demonstrate how an adjectival clause works. So, an adjectival clause usually starts with the relative pronoun who, whose, whom, which, or that. The relative pronoun that is used at the beginning of an adjectival clause. See the sentence below. A gibbous moon is an almost complete moon that has a crescent of darkness covering one side. So as you can see here, I underlined that has a crescent of darkness covering one side. That gives the detail of what the gibbous moon is doing here. Okay, so that's one example I'm using. When you use adjectival clauses, remember that the noun described by the adjectival clause appears just before the clause. In the example below, the adjectival clause follows the noun it describes. Here's the sentence. The gibbous moon occurs on either side of the invisible new moon, which makes it either the waxing D or the waning C in the mnemonic device. And before I continue, I just want to give you a difference between what an adjective phrase and an adjectival clause does. Both adjective phrases and adjectival clauses perform the role of an adjective. That is, they modify the noun. An adjective phrase is a group of words without a subject or a verb that modifies a noun. For example, consider without the moon, which hovers over the earthquake like a brooding mother, then the relative pronoun which is the subject followed by the present tense of the verb hovers, and we have an adjectival clause. Okay, so again, I just kind of wanted to go over that in the event that you might have some confusion or something that you're not too sure about. And again, if you're not sure about something or you have a question, please send me a message and we can make an arrangement. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at the bonus activity here. And the bonus activity, the directions say, read the following about the moon. Underline 3 adjectival clauses in the reading below. So in the last video, I gave you this remarkable fact about the moon. So what I did here is I kind of try to make the text a bit bigger, a little bit larger, so if when you read it, you can hopefully be able to see it a bit better, okay? So there are 3 adjectival clauses in this reading excerpt here below on the moon. So all I want you to do is just underline it like you've been seeing me do with my other 3 examples I've shown, is I've been underlining the adjectival clause. So basically, just go ahead and read this and underline those 3. Now, I'm not going to go ahead and read it again because I've already read it in the last video. So if you would like to hear me read it, you can go ahead and listen to the last video. You can screenshot this or print this if you like, and then you can kind of follow along with that reading here. It's exactly the same, okay? So this is one bonus activity that I've put in. I've also put in a second bonus activity, a double bonus activity. And for the double bonus, what I want you to do is just write 5 sentences that will include an adjectival clause on a separate piece of paper. So just write 5 sentences that show an adjectival clause. And again, it could be on anything as long as it's a sentence showing an adjectival clause. It doesn't it does not have to be the moon per se. Again, it's just something that I just wanted to have an extra practice with and have you do as well. Okay, so for these sentences, it doesn't have to be on the moon. It could be on anything, but you're going to have to show me a sentence, a complete sentence with an adjectival clause. Okay, so that'll do it for part 2 here of my 3-part series. And I'll leave a link down in the description showing you my first video. So if you've been watching this and you're kind of like, what is this? These are just little bits and pieces. My part 1 video was a complete, well, not a complete, but it was a more informative about the specifics of the moon and how the 8 phases work here. And again, I just took excerpts from that story here and I just put it in to show how an adjectival clause works. So that's what I've done here, and that'll do it for this video. And please stand by, and I will be putting out part 3 here, and again, it'll be on the moon, and it will be a math lesson combined with this information on the moon. And when I post it, if you haven't signed up yet or haven't subscribed, to my page, to my channel, you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do so, and you'll get a notification on when part 3 comes out. So until then, I will see you, and I hope all of you remain safe. And I'll catch you on the next one. Thank you once again for joining in today's lesson. Please message me through Facebook Messenger, or you can email me at jollyformore@gmail.com to learn more about my online tutorial service. Please leave a comment down below. If you know someone interested in hiring an online tutor, share this video. And if you would like to get a bell notification for all my newest videos, please subscribe to my channel. I look forward to seeing you again in my next video. And until then, please be safe out there. Have a great day.